everybody, welcome back for another video. This is the final video for One Book July. And I find it funny that it's One Book July, and when you look on my table, besides little Miss Lila, we see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I know there's at least one more book I've used. Let me find it. Well, I haven't used it, but I set it up. So there's 7. I think it's kind of funny. The original intent and the original purpose of One Book July was for people to take their planning system if they were in a funk or a crisis where something isn't working, and it was to pare things down. The original was one book, one pen, maybe a highlighter, and get back to your functional system. My system is functional. This might look excessive, but there's a reason for everything. So truly, the main thing that I used during the month of One Book July was my micro or my nano. It was housed in a couple of different things. It was in a Chic Sparrow Nano. It was in a documented journey size that's in between a nano and a micro. And then I moved it into this old Foxy Fix of mine. So that stayed the same. I had some doctor's appointments this month, so I needed to move into something larger. And this micro is a beautiful Foxy Fix, which sadly they don't exist anymore. And this is the Spice Time Leather, and I love it because it has a back pocket, so you can I keep cash in there when I have it. I have a Keely Reichman micro card holder, which holds driver's license, credit cards, insurance cards, all of that. I got my COVID vaccination card. I've got my Planning with John business card. I have my Planning with John micro monthly calendar where I keep track of bills and all of that. Today is Sunday the 31st when I'm filming, so it is the end. This little insert here is a paper penguin coat insert that I've had in Tomoe River paper and grid, and I used it as a daily, kind of like a little bullet journal. I had my monthly, but then I used this for keeping track of my daily to-dos. And I just used 1 page per day. And like a bullet journal, I put the date at the top. I even put some cute stickers in occasionally. I was checking my temperature. I also took notes. I didn't come back and finish that. But you can see I got grocery lists in here. I got stickers, recipes for tea. So I used it as a daily log, and it worked really great. It was just basically a long to-do list for me for the day. And then at the back, I have here another, it was an old Paper Penguin Co. insert, and I used it as a journal. Now I didn't journal every day, and I did cover it with some beautiful stickers by Bree, some MT washi tape, and then I used some post-it notes, some stickers, those are by Joe, Traveler's Factory stuff, watercolors, some PET tapes, some Kuropi, of course, and washi tape, and just used it as a little journal. Some new washi tape I got. And I didn't do this every day, but just a little bit each day. And then when I didn't know what to do, I got my colored pencils out and used some colored pencils. And here's some journaling from the other day, the 30th. And then I'm still gonna continue this until it's finished, because it's a cute, fun little insert. And this is gonna continue to be my wallet. So that was my project, to get back into something small and tiny like this. And I'm glad I did. And also, you know, with having some doctor's appointments, it was nice to have a notebook and a place that would carry all my information and my COVID card, so, because that was needed. But all of this stuff, you're probably looking at it going, what in the world? So, let's see. This right here is an old Foxy Fix. It is in the woodland leather, and I think it's called amber. And this one keeps a lot of stuff like on a larger scale. Like this keeps house bills and keeps my personal calendar as well, and things, you know, like pertaining to that schedule. And then I do have the weekly, and these are all available on my Patreon if you want to head over there and look. And so I did keep everything in here as well, because here we are on the 31st. I have to backfill, so I did this just because, you know, it's an insert that I created for Patreon and I want to use it. And I've decorated with some washi tape, and that's really about it. And then I have a Planning with John. This one open. Oh, it's got a little glue on it from the other day. Grid insert, another Patreon exclusive. And so this is like my main planner. But then I have this one here, which you'll see looks like the exact same design as this. It's another Foxy Fix, but this is in the Rowena leather. And it's got a very similar setup. I've got a monthly calendar, but this is where I keep track of things that I post on Patreon and YouTube. And then I have a weekly planner, the same dated weekly one you can get on Patreon. And I just decorate it with washi, but I keep track of my weekly tasks that I need to do. And of course, this being the week before the new month, I have a lot to do with my printables and getting all of that stuff ready, and it's all ready to go live on the 1st and 2nd. So I use that, and then I have a Planning with John dot grid insert where I keep track of ideas for next month and things that are available this month. A lovely variety of sizes of inserts and covers and tip bins and all that fun stuff. And here I've got another grid insert because I'm almost finished with that. So this keeps track of all of my Planning with John. This keeps track of my personal schedule, but also like home schedule and the husband's schedule. This is an original Kelly Strong design, which eventually would become Foxy Fix. You can see it's just a single elastic. I tend to like the single elastic, I've discovered the best. It's a hand-dyed piece of, I think it wasn't bay leather, it was their other leather. Beautiful, beautiful color. It's aged really well. But in this, I keep the stuff that I'm doing for Patreon. And recently, there was just a video that went live about blending greens and some watercoloring of some florals. Very, very pretty. And then I've got another insert in here that I just made, which they had a tutorial on how to hand stitch and make your own watercolor insert. And that was some stuff that I did for Patreon as well. Those two. And then I do have a journal in here where I do some journaling spreads where you can see some watercolor swatches and photos I've taken and just some fun stuff like that. Some watercolor swatches, some stickers, the little baby Seamus, you know, stuff like that. So that's what I've been using that for. And the last two that I have, this one is my Camel Travelers Company, which I've had since 2016. I got it in, I want to say like January or February. I got it from the Miscellaneous store in Amsterdam. They were at their old location, not their new location, and it has aged so beautifully. I actually have a video of me unboxing it here on YouTube. I'll see if I can find it. But in it, I have a watercolor insert, which I show how to make on here on YouTube, on Patreon, sorry. And it's stuff for the passport tier is in here. And this was the last, one of the last things I worked on when I worked on that as well. There we go. And the last book that I used this month is a print pression. It is the Latte, the Sophisticate collection, and it is a pocket rings, and I have it set up with some DIY fish inserts. Here's like the month of July with the weeklies, and then the day on a pages, and I just put August in here so we can get that going. And I keep track of some finances and notes and stuff like that in here. I don't use it as a wallet because this fits in my pocket, this doesn't fit in my pocket. Like the stuff with finances, I don't need to take anywhere with me. This is just fine. But I did show you one more notebook, and that is this beautiful, notice they're the similar color. It is the Latte. I recently did an unboxing of this. It has the big back pocket as well. And it is a B6 folio TN, where I took the print pression paper that came, I staple bound it, I put a cover on it and rounded the corners. So I have a journaling or notes insert. I made another watercolor insert in the B6 size. And then I have my sketchbook, my, I guess, art journal sketchbook, keeping track of some things that I do and some swatches. Like I just did some, I finally got the Crayola Colors of the World crayons and the colored pencils, and so I thought I would swatch them in here to see what they look like. So that's what I've been using this month of One Book July. You can see it's not very one book. It was July, 2, 4, 6, 7 books, and that's okay. I'm fine with that. I don't touch every book every day. Like, I don't come to this every day. This I do. This I do. And then these 3 are as needed. So I just thought I would share a little wrap up of my 7 book July. Lila's laying here. She's keeping us company. I'll scoot forward so you can see the little baby. There she is. If you can hear a fan in the background, I'm sorry about that, but it is Oklahoma. It is the end of July, it's 105 degrees outside. So if you have any questions, leave them down below. How did you do? Did you do 1 book July? Did you do 7 book July? Did you do 2 book July? I'd love to know what you did and how it went for you. So mine went well, and I feel very comfortable with all of this. I was thinking, due to the advent of the bullet journal, you know, 1 book July was something very unique when it first started. But then bullet journaling became so popular. And then even back in 2019, when bullet journaling was like the new theme that year, I think it really started people using only like 1 or 2 books, one for home and one for work or business. And I've noticed fewer videos this year. I've noticed, due to like being on YouTube and stuff, that like even planning and journaling videos are not as frequent unless you use a certain planner. Like if you use a happy planner or an EC or, you know, fill in the blank. I've noticed a change. There are a lot more like journaling videos I've noticed, and I love the creativity that's going in there. There for a while people were using planners for being their creative outlet, and I think now some people are wanting their planner to be functional in a planner, and then they're wanting something else to just be play and experiment. And I think that is great, because I kind of separate my things that way, because I do put some cutesy stuff in like my like stickers and stuff, but like I love having a separate journal, or even this. I love having a separate notebook that's just watercoloring and journaling, so that way if I'm out and about I don't have to carry that. I just take what I need. So there you go. Let me know what you did and how you enjoyed your month. And little Miss Lila and I will see you in the next video. Ooh, bye-bye.